Come on in.
Hey, how are we doing today?
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good to see you again.
Sage.
Good to see you. She's our HR director.
Wonderful.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
This is Charlie, Government Relations.
Good to see you as well.
Have a seat. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you very much for having me, guys.
All right.
Appreciate you taking the time to see me again.
You bet. You bet.
So, Milan, how have you been since our last meeting?
I've been busy.
Busy, good.
Busy is good, but all good things. Can't complain. How about yourself?
I've been busy as well. You
Yeah?
know, trying to keep tracking down leads and doing the best that we can from an ADP standpoint. So
That's good to
definitely
hear.
staying busy as well.
Good to hear.
Busy is good for business, so can't complain about that.
No question.
Okay, well, just an agenda for today that I would like to establish. I would love to recap what we talked about at our last meeting so that we can all be on the same page. And then from there, I'd like to discuss some possible solutions that ADP could offer. And then from there, answer any questions or concerns that you may have, and then establish a timeline moving forward. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Anything you'd like to add or change?
Simple as that.
Wonderful. Okay, well, let's get started. So I know in the last meeting, we had discussed that Betsy had just retired.
She did.
And that you were taking over the payroll. Are you still doing the payroll?
I oversee the department.
Okay.
And obviously, with Sage on board, we have, a capable set of hands there who's got immediate accountability for it.
Okay, so you and Sage are doing the payroll?
Correct.
Okay. Awesome. Sage, that's a pretty name.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for clearing that up. Now, last meeting we had mentioned buddy punching as a potential issue.
Yeah.
Is that still something that's going on?
Again, we suspect that there's probably an issue there.
Okay.
And it's an area of concern. Is that fair?
Yes, easy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's unfortunate, but good to establish.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of tax penalties, are you still incurring some unnecessary tax penalties?
We have incurred penalties in the past. So, we realize we have some exposure there.
Okay. So an issue of concern, definitely.
Yes.
All right. Well, moving along, I know that we'd also mentioned there was some confusion on the policies and procedures of some of your offices. There wasn't a clear-cut criteria per se. Is that still something that's affecting you guys?
Policies and procedures is something that could use some attention.
Okay. All right. And then finally, last but not least, I know we had talked about background checks.
Yes.
Is that still something that's, an issue, concern, something you would be looking forward?
We'll be interested in what you have to say about it, too.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, I'll be sure to touch on that.
Yeah.
All right. So just to reestablish, we discussed that there was some issue with payroll, buddy punching, some tax penalties that were being incurred, some confusion on the policies and procedures for offices, and then the potential for background checks to be implemented.
Yeah. What do you got?
All right. Let's go right into it.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of payroll, I got two of these, so you guys can borrow these here. ADP will assist you guys in three major ways: cash management, people management, and risk management. Now, to start with payroll, we would use our Run, powered by ADP, payroll processing platform. That's a 24/7, access it through your iPad, your phone, online, anytime you need to, on the go. And if you have any questions or concerns, we offer 24/7 live customer support, which is something no other company does. And continuing with that, we have a 95% customer satisfaction rating, so we definitely have some happy customers in terms of that.
Okay.
The payroll system is very easy to use. I got a little demo here for you that I can give you a quick run-through on, just on my iPad here. It's all just made-up numbers for demonstration purposes, but
Sage, why don't you take the closest look because you'll be dealing with
this
this.
is me.
so as you can see, we have certain employees listed here with, their hours or their salaries that they'd be given, and then we could preview what the final calculation would be. And just for the purpose of an example today, it looks like you're going to need about $9,009.91 in order to pay your payroll. So it's as simple as that. And if you would like for me to do a more in-depth demo, I'd be happy to meet with you guys.
Yeah, you know something, Andrew. I think after our discussions, I think we're all satisfied that ADP is the market leader in what you do, has the technology and the products to be able to accommodate pretty much any company. Like in other words, simply said, we get the fact that you guys are going to probably have solutions for us.
Okay.
So let me acknowledge the big elephant in the room right now.
Sure, we'd love that.
Cost. Our biggest. We're a non-for-profit. We're accountable to our board. And we think you'll come up with a great solution. There's no doubt. But what is this going to cost us? That's the bottom line.
Completely understand.
Yeah.
Well, let me answer that question with a few other questions. So in terms of tax penalties, how much have you guys been incurring numerically? If you can give me an estimation.
I think last year. Sorry, what were we doing?
It was upwards to about 11,000.
Yeah.
Wow, 11,000 for taxes. Okay.
Big deal.
It is a big deal. And now I know, primarily, are you doing the payroll then, and he's kind of just overseeing?
I just started 3 weeks ago,
Okay.
so he's kind of rolling it on to me a little bit. But
Okay. Well then, just answer me this: what time value, or excuse me, what numerical value would you place on an hour of your time?
I don't know, $1 million.
$1 million.
I don't know. I never
Hefty
measured
man.
what an hour of my time is worth. I really don't
Okay.
know.
All right, fair enough. Well, just for estimation purposes, let's say 1,000.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, so $1,000 roughly.
I mean, we're pulling numbers out. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
How much does this cost?
I would love to get to that for you.
I need you to get to that.
That's completely fine.
Okay.
Do you guys still have only the 12 offices with the 12 locations at 100 employees?
Yes.
Are you aiming to expand and get over 100 employees by any chance?
At some point.
At some point.
If you don't charge us too much.
Okay, fair enough. But at the top of your head, would you like to do the calculation with just those numbers that we have present?
Yeah, I would only want to deal in what the situation
what we
is
have
today.
now.
Sure, sure. Okay, well, to use our HR 411 package with the Run powered by ADP platform, that's $175.50 bi-weekly in order to process that.
So that's roughly $4,500 a year.
Roughly.
Wow. Hold
Roughly.
on.
Jeez.
So it's even more than I thought it was going to be.
Way
So
more.
$4,500 a year.
Correct.
So let me just make sure I understand what this represents. So,
Sure.
guys, what they're basically talking about is automated time and attendance to collect the time.
Mm-hmm.
This payroll platform that'll basically take the hours, calculate the gross to net. On the back end, they process the payroll, the taxes, filings and deposits.
Okay.
And then part of the HR component is the screenings that are going to help us with
Correct.
the
Hiring the right people.
Correct.
Background
And
stuff.
all of that included, you're telling me, is $4,500.
Yes, per year.
So, Charlie, what do you think?
I mean, I hear you saying it looks great,
Yeah.
but I just really don't think our donors are going to go for this. Especially we get so many new vendors now. I just don't think we're going to go for this.
So we have a finite number of people that, make contributions to our organization.
Okay.
And one of the concerns that Charlie raised in our meeting was that, if we continue to invest in these big toys
Mm-hmm.
to run the business, they may not be so willing to donate as generously as they're doing now because they might feel like we're not allocating properly. So it's a big number,
Yes.
and it might be perceived as a big toy, and so we have concerns.
I completely understand. I would love to address those concerns.
How do
for you.
we save money by using ADP?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, the cost would be about $4,500 per year to use ADP.
Yeah.
And luckily, that $4,500 per year would take away your current issues and headaches of the $11,000 you've been incurring in tax, the $1,000 per hour that you roughly place in your time. How long does it take you to process the payroll currently?
Roughly every 2 weeks, we spend about 3 to 5 hours just
Yeah.
Okay.
from punch in to check signing.
So roughly $3,000, $5,000 are being spent for you to process your payroll.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for agreeing with that.
Did I agree with that?
Yeah, you said okay.
I did.
So, I mean, just from looking at the tax and from payroll, not even getting into the buddy punching or anything like that.
Let's get into the bunny punching. Where's our savings
Sure.
there?
So, well, what do you think is an estimation for how much you're paying for overtime currently? How much do you really think people are buddy
You
punching
say the
and stealing money from you
average rate for an hourly employee, our people make, let's say, $7.75 an hour,
guys? Okay.
time and a half for overtime. So, do the math. Let's say we have, someone's shaving, 5 to 10 hours every 2 weeks. If there's buddy punching going on, I think it's a very conservative estimate, but
Okay.
that okay?
Mhm. Yep.
Well, I mean, if you're including that, then your costs that you're currently incurring are greatly outweighing what you'd be paying for ADP.
What
the
are
benef-
they specifically?
Okay, sure. So let's add these up real quick. 11,000 there, we'll go 3,000. I'll give you guys the benefit of the doubt there. We'll say 14,000 total. Now you said it was 775 and then time and a half, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Around 11, like around
Yeah,
1150
1150 we'll say.
for overtime employees.
Mm-hmm. And then how many of your employees were currently incurring that overtime?
We have, I would say, out of the 100, we're probably paying maybe 20 of our employees OT.
Okay.
Good mix of salaried staff in there, so we'd be in the minority, but maybe 20.
Okay. Well, that's an extra $230 that you're incurring biweekly. So then if we times that per year, you're looking at another almost $6,000, $5,980
Whoa.
that you're incurring through that process. So total, you're looking at roughly, this is all estimates, like we said, about $20,000 that you're currently incurring in costs per year. Now ADP, like you said, we offer a lot of solutions. Our solutions would take all of these headaches that you have and take them away. So the way I would tell you is that you can take that $20,000, subtract the cost for ADP, and I mean, you're easily looking at some huge savings for you guys. $15,500
So, Sage,
that you would be saving.
you're brand new. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
What do you think?
My only concern is implementing a new payroll system when I just got up to speed on our current one. I mean,
It's fair. It's fair. It's a fair concern.
That is a fair
She's got a
concern.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot on my plate, been here only 3 weeks, and now changing over and having all the employees change over as well, that stresses me out.
I understand.
So conversion, I mean, the next 3 months for us are just going to be hell.
Okay.
We're busy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know that we'd have the time. I mean, listen, the savings look lucrative,
Yes.
but I don't even know that we'd have the time to convert this thing. So talk to us about converting this thing, what the process is, and how smooth we can make Sage's transition, assuming that we move forward with ADP.
Sure. Well, if we did move forward with
Yeah.
ADP, and I know you said you were concerned, you have a lot on your plate, I can assure you that the payroll system is very easy to use. I have the demo here. I would love to walk you through it step by step. Perhaps in a future meeting, if we had more time, I could do that for you. The implementation process is relatively painless. We would take all the concerns away from you guys, and we would handle everything.
How long does it take to convert a payroll?
Roughly about a week.
A week?
About a week, yeah, and that would be for all your 12 offices.
A week each?
No, a week total for all 12 offices.
Oh, a week
yeah.
total?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
It would take about a week to put
All right, I'm
everything
back.
in for
I'm
all
back.
12 offices.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry for that confusion.
Okay.
No, that would be bad.
I was
So,
going to say, no Christmas vacation for me.
No,
Exactly.
no. There isn't anyway. We're going to talk about that. But go ahead.
so you were concerned about how long it would take to implement.
Yeah.
With that being a week, are you still having any concerns with that?
I think a week we can you work with that?
And if you do have any other concerns, I'm going to be here every step of the way. I want to be very personal involved with this. I know we're starting a new relationship.
So you're personally going to come out here and help us with the conversion?
I'm going to personally help you guys with the conversion. Your other 12 offices, I'm going to use an ADP rep that's located out there. But for you guys, I'm going to be your face man.
What does it cost to set this thing up? What's a startup fee?
There is no startup fee. We're just going to charge you
No
the
cost.
processing fee. Just the processing fee, and then if you do expand past 100 employees, it's an extra $1.25 per. But I mean, if you're going to be, saving $15,500 per year, it would make sense that you guys would, look towards expanding. I mean, off the top of your head, where would you allocate that extra $15,500?
We have some ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure expansion's in your future. People helping people is doing great things, so I'm sure that you guys, have plenty of opportunities coming.
Expansion is definitely something that's on the table.
Okay, wonderful. Well, what other concerns do you guys have? I mean, I think it's clear to see that we've been saving money for you guys. Is there anything else I can address or take care of for you?
I mean, if that calculation is correctly on the price, that's really my biggest deal.
Well, it's interesting. If he's half right, it still eats the cost of the payroll.
Yeah.
And if you're not, are we under contract with ADP?
We would be under contract.
Really? So what are the terms of the contract?
Well, the terms of the contract would be that we would work for X amount of years with you guys. And honestly, that's something that we could lock down and discuss. What would you like to do for a contract?
I'd like to have no contract.
Okay. Well, we can't do that.
Okay.
Because if we do that, then I guess you could leave us at any time, and that wouldn't be good for either party.
Okay. But what if you guys were performing a bad service?
Well, if we're performing a bad service, then honestly, I would like for you to address me directly so that I can handle it myself.
Okay.
I haven't heard any bad services. Like I said, we have a 95% customer satisfaction rating. Of course, there's going to be some people who complain about some things, but if they're able to articulate those and communicate those, then we can address them. And like I said, I'm going to be your face man. I'm going to be here every step of the way. You have all my contact information, and I'm very open to communicating with you guys.
What if we insisted that we would not accept a contract? We'll pay the per processing fee. We'll pay only for the work that you do, but we don't want a contract.
Well, what's your thought process behind not having a contract? Why would you not want a contract?
We don't want to be locked in. And that's that's part of our standard expectations going into any agreement with a vendor.
Okay.
And most are okay with it.
Okay, well, I understand. Moving forward, I would have to talk to my superiors about that. I'm sure that we could maybe make an exception for you guys or deal a little more on a personal level with that. And that's just something I would have to get back to you on. I could talk to my supervisor, and we could set up another meeting to discuss that.
Okay, fair enough. What next?
Okay, well, is that your only concern then, is the contract?
Yeah.
Okay, well then, what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to go back and talk to my supervisor, and then I'll come back into you guys, and we'll discuss then the terms of the contract.
You want to call him?
You know what? I could call him. I think he's in a meeting right
Is
now.
he going to yell at you over the phone if you ask him for that?
He probably won't yell at me on the phone. Luckily, we're very understanding people at ADP.
Really? Then why won't you give me no contract?
Like I said, some things are out of my control.
Okay.
Sometimes my hands are tied, and I want to help you guys. I really do. You're helping people. I want to help you guys help people. But sadly, every business has a way we do things. Just like you want to not have a contract, sadly, that's one of the things that ADP has to do.
Okay.
So then moving forward, I can talk to my manager later today when he's out of his meeting. When would be another good time to come back in for you guys?
I mean, if you can get us an answer within the next 48 hours, we'll sign.
Okay. I could definitely talk to my manager tonight.
Sure you don't want to call him?
He's in a meeting, sadly, so.
We do paperwork today if you get a yes on that.
Okay, well, when he's out of that meeting, I can
Phone's right
call him
there.
right away. He's in a meeting right now, so I'm not going to be able to call him. When he's out of that meeting, I'll call him right away, and you'll be the first call I make, Milan, I promise.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
So then you'll hear from me later today, and we can discuss moving forward what ADP can offer for you guys.
Okay.
Wonderful.
All right.
I think the benefits are clear, and I think we could really help each other out here, so glad to keep you in.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
Thank you.